Hey friends, Sleepy here, and welcome to a brand new episode in my weekly playlist series. We've made it to another Friday, which means it's time for me to share with you the games I've been playing this past week. I'll give you guys my opinions, my thoughts on the games, whether I think you guys should check them out or not. You guys know I want to hear your guys' thoughts on the games I share with you today, your opinions. Let me know what you guys think of them. I also want to hear about the games you guys are playing, as I do appreciate everyone who has been sharing the games they are playing, as it does pique my interest in certain titles that you guys play. So I do love hearing about them, as it gives me ideas on new games to check out. And if you guys have recommendations of a game you think I should check out, let me know. I have a wide variety of consoles that I own. I play games all the way from Atari up to 8th gen with Xbox One and PS4. So if you guys have a game you think I might like, let me know. I'm always looking for new recommendations, as I have played some of these games thanks to your guys' recommendations. So I do appreciate those, keeping those coming. I do want to thank everybody who has reached out to me here on YouTube and Facebook. Last week, unfortunately last Friday, my grandmother early in the morning passed away, and we were actually supposed to go see her, as I'm currently on vacation right now. I just started my vacation yesterday on Thursday, and we had planned to go see my grandmother this week, as she was 94, but unfortunately she passed away. So it was a really hard time dealing with it. So that's why last Friday I just wasn't up to uploading one of these weekly playlist videos. You know, I had to work, and I just was not in the mood to make videos or anything. You know, it was just really sad, and was just spending time with my family after work. But I do appreciate everybody who reached out and left condolences to me and my family. I really appreciate that. You guys are awesome, and I do appreciate everybody who has reached out to me. I'm doing a lot better. You know, I was sad, but, you know, my grandmother is in a better place. She's also, you know, reunited with my grandfather, and I definitely can take, you know, and understand, you know, that she's no longer suffering, as we found out that my grandmother was doing really bad the last few months that she was alive, as she ended up having congestive heart failure, and she had arthritis and stuff really bad, and she just was having a really difficult time there towards the end. I just really wish we could have seen her, but unfortunately we were not able to. But I have been able to talk to her on the phone at least, and I really wanted to see her one more time. But again, thank you guys so much for reaching out to me with your condolences. So let's get started here. This week I have just one game to share with you guys, as I have been really busy on my vacation, spending time with family and doing things with my wife and son, as my wife is also on vacation. But I have been playing one game consistently this week, as I've just been like obsessed with it, and it's just really kept my attention. It's a game that I absolutely love, and I've got like over, I think, like 50 hours into the game now, and that is a game called Outward. And this is on Xbox One. It's also on PS4. You can play it on your Xbox Series console, and PS5 has actually released a new definitive edition for the PS5 and Xbox Series consoles, and it does have some enhancements and gameplay stuff, upgraded graphics and stuff. Fantastic game. I highly recommend you guys check out. As I've been doing with this series, we'll insert a clip here of me playing the game, talking about it, and I'm going to be filming the gameplay with my brand new phone with its new camera, and we'll have to see how the video quality is on it. Now for this segment, I'm using my old phone, as I can't figure out to put a timer on my new phone's camera, like it just starts as soon as I hit it. With this one, I have a 2-second, 5-second, or 10-second timer, which I use to push the button on the phone and then be here behind the camera so that you guys can see me. So I'm still working that out. So some of the segments will be filmed with my old phone, and some segments will be filmed with my new one. So you may notice a little difference in video quality. But definitely get ready to check out Outward. Alright friends, we're taking a look at Outward, which it is actually now called Outward the Three Brothers, if you have both of the DLC packs, as one of the DLCs is called the Three Brothers. The reason it does that is because it actually adds new stuff to the game, so you have new enemies to fight, new areas to explore, new quests and missions to go for, new weapons. There's also a new effect we have to worry about called Corruption, which can corrupt your character and add issues and stuff to the game, which is really cool. You can have up to 12 characters saved per account, so that's something that's really cool. The game does have co-op, so you can play local co-op split screen with a buddy, or you can play co-op over the internet. So that's something that's really neat about this, is you don't usually have too many single-player RPGs that actually have co-op elements to them. So something I really enjoy. So let me read you guys some info from the back. So it says, Outworld is an open-world RPG where the cold of night or an infected wound can be just as dangerous as a predator waiting in ambush. Explore and survive in the unforgiving wilds of Ori, and don't forget your backpack. Immerse yourself within a living, breathing adventure and prepare yourself for the unknown. Play solo or co-op, online or split screen locally. Perform in-depth magic and spell casting rituals. And then in the middle, if you open the case up, there's a little paper that says, you are not a god or a chosen one. So usually, you know, you guys play an RPG or something, your character is always like the chosen one, a dragonborn, you know, whatever the story is, like you're a superhero type of character. However, in this game, you are not any kind of something special. You're just a regular average Joe person that's going on adventures and questing, so that adds to the difficulty. Be prepared by heeding these tips and tricks from a seasoned traveler. Clothes maketh the man. Dress not only to progress, but for survival. Extreme cold or heat can have serious consequences, so you do have to worry about temperature. And you guys can see here in the temperatures right now it's at neutral, because if your character gets too hot, example, you can start suffering effects like heat stroke and stuff. If your character gets too cold, you actually can catch a cold, you know, diseases and stuff that are actually in this game as well, which is cool. That, you know, there's different things that can affect you. If you get bit by a wild animal that's attacking you, you know, you can get infections and stuff, and so you have to heal yourself. So you have needs as well, so you have to worry about eating, drinking, and sleeping, and then they added the corruptions. You have to worry about corruption as well. So you have to make sure that you eat food every day, you have to make sure you drink plenty of water. And with the water, you got to make sure it's clean water, because you can't just drink water from a river or a stream or anything, as that water could get you a disease or something. So you have to purify that water, either in a town or using a fireplace, and you can boil the water and make it safe for you to drink. And then you also have to make sure that you sleep. You have your basic stats where it keeps track of your health, your stamina, and your mana. Now, as you play through the adventure, you know, you will slowly lose access to your stamina as your character will become more tired, so you'll have to either use a spell or drink a potion or something to retrieve your stamina. Also, when you're fighting in combat and stuff, your stamina meter will go down as well, and as you get injured and damaged in combat and stuff, you know, it'll also penalize your health and stamina, and then eventually you'll have to sleep to heal that. Also, as you know, take care of yourself. In addition to personal protection, don't forget to get enough sleep, eat, and stay hydrated. Keep track of your backpack. It's your life in a bag, but it is removable. When you drop your backpack, your dodge motion is much quicker, for example. And another thing too I like about this game, and it has a perma thing on it, is no turning back. Live with your choices. Outworld features a constant autosave. Your decisions matter and influence the game immensely. So when something happens in the game, you make a decision, you are stuck with it. You can't like reload a save if you didn't do a mission a certain way. So you have to live with your consequences. Now, the game doesn't have any actual death. When you actually get defeated, you actually get knocked out and a random event will occur. You will sometimes be saved by a random person and be dropped off at a fireplace. Sometimes you might be captured by bandits and have to escape. You can get captured by ghosts. You can get sent back to a town, or you may just eventually save yourself. So there are permanent options, and then when you wake up from being knocked out, these times will have negative effects on you, like you might have slow movement, or you might have pain, or whatever, and all that can negatively affect your stats. Another thing too I like about is that weather and temperature affect your character. You know, it's talking about, you know, the extreme cold and the extreme heat. You know, you have to watch out for that, which means sometimes, you know, you have to wear appropriate clothing. Where right now I'm in a neutral environment, so it doesn't really matter. But you can wear heavy clothes for when it's cold out, because you can get too cold. And as you get colder, you know, your character's stats will start being affected. Weight is also a very key issue in this game, as you only can carry so much stuff. Without a backpack, you can hold up to 10 pounds of stuff, and every item has a different weight to it. You can find various backpacks. This is one of the best backpacks in the game. Mafino's trade backpack holds up to 110 pounds. You can take it off so that you can move around. You can get a shield and stuff where so you can actually block and then attack. If you guys look on my meter on the left there, as I'm attacking, my stamina goes down, so I can only battle so much. And if as you block, you'll also take your stamina will go down as you block enemies' attacks. There's a little pre-order bonus. We have these little birds. You can see a little pet here. Now he doesn't do anything other than he just follows around, but he's just kind of cool. And there'll be all kinds of different characters that you can talk to, which I do like the voice actors in the game. Now, not all the dialogue is voiced.
Need something?
Sometimes they'll just say hello, and then you talk to them. And it's a lot of, text reading and stuff. But some of those characters are voiced, but just not everything in the game is voiced. So another thing that's different about this RPG compared to other games is this game really does not hold your hand at all. It is a fairly difficult game. There's only one difficulty setting, so there's no way to make it easier or harder. It just has that one difficulty setting, which can be kind of difficult, as you really have to learn how to play the game properly and learn how to maintain your needs and balance out the various stuff that you need. So you need to make sure, like in your backpack, that you bring water with you, food, healing items, that you have weapons, and you have appropriate gear with you as you go out adventuring and stuff, because you don't want to be caught unprepared out here in the wilderness, because it can be detrimental to your health. You also can pick various items and herbs and stuff from the environment, and then you can craft stuff, because this game does have a very cool crafting system where you can craft various stuff by learning different recipes, which you can learn by experimenting on your own, or you can buy them from merchants and through quests and stuff. And the graphics do look really amazing. I'm actually using my brand new Samsung Galaxy A12 phone that I just bought last week, as my old phone is falling apart. But I wanted to test it out and see how the video quality of this phone is compared to my old phone. But man, the graphics in this game do look amazing on my 4K TV here. Music is phenomenal too. Every area and town has unique music to them, and I really like it. I do like the combat in the game, and since your character is a regular person, they're not like super skilled in combat. You actually have to learn as you play through on how to fight enemies. Like, we'll come over here and fight one of these hyenas so you guys can see the combat. Get out my big club, and I like to use this big tower shield as a great way to help defend. You can lock onto enemies too, which I like. So you gotta see, enemies too will dodge. And then you can actually loot the enemies. Like this hyena has raw meat, so you can get raw meat. Now if you eat the meat as food, because it's raw, you could actually get sick. So you actually need to take it to a fireplace and you can cook it. Well, if you learn other spells and stuff, you can make like stews, you can make chili, stuff like that. There's different recipes in the game you can make with different ingredients. And by making those, you actually can have stuff that'll actually heal you more. I really like this club because it does have the effect to stagger your enemies. But you guys can see I've already lost one of the bars of my health because they attacked me while I was swinging at them, so you do have to be careful. And of course you will run into much tougher enemies than just these little easy hyenas that are out in the world. Like, There's ghosts and skeleton and mages, and you'll run into some really crazy ass animals and stuff in the world. There are lots of secrets to discover in the world, like this backpack I have is one of the best backpacks in the game, and it's actually found in a bandit camp. Another thing too is the game does have a night and day cycle, and because of that you actually have a lantern you can actually turn on and light up dark caves or when it's dark outside. And also, of course, when the sun's out, it's warmer out. At nighttime, the temperature does drop as well. And your lantern does use fuel, which is oil, so you actually have to put oil into it to keep it burning. And it does have a little meter there for the durability of it. As that gets down to 0, eventually you'll run out. You have your water here, so like I can drink water, which is cool. And then there's various different potions and stuff you can get. Because let's say you get a cold example, there's a remedy, a tea that you can drink. However, like in real life, you wouldn't recover from sickness right away, so it takes time. And same thing with like healing. Like I'll use these bandages, which you can heal if you're like bleeding or something. Using a health potion won't fix bleeding. You'll actually have to use a bandage to stop the bleeding. So there are different effects you have to use. And just like I said, tons of stuff you can craft. You have all your different equipment and stats, like my attack, how much my attack is, my defense, and miscellaneous stuff, which you can then affect by doing different quests and taking different potions and stuff. Keep track of your vitals. These are the positive effects I have, like for I was sleeping, so I have +5 to my stamina with minus 20% cost for 1,510 seconds. I have water effects, so getting extra stamina. And then I use bandage from recovering health for the next 3 seconds. Here's where you can craft by doing different recipes. Like I can use linen pieces to make bandages. I can make an improvised bedroll if I wanted to. Primitive satchel or travel rations, which you need travel rations if you're going to go from one area to the next. I'll show you guys the map here. So another thing too about this game is the map does not tell you where you are. You just see where the map is. You have to actually visually look in the world and use landmarks to figure out where to go, because it is easy you can get lost in this world. Once you play the game for a while and you get used to the various map region, you'll get to know where you're at. But it can be difficult at times because the game world doesn't tell you where you're at on this map. There's no little icon saying on here, so you have to figure out by looking at landmarks. So I thought that's something cool that adds to the difficulty. Now this is definitely not going to be a game for everybody. If you're not into a much more survival aspect in your RPGs where it's a lot more difficult and doesn't hold your hand, this isn't like playing Skyrim, this is definitely the game for you. But if you're not into that kind of stuff, you might want to steer clear of this one, as it can be really difficulty, unforgiving, and at times it can make you just want to rage quit and might make you turned off from wanting to play the game because it is really brutally difficult. Doesn't really have a huge like leveling up system, as you don't have different levels, but you can earn a few different skills to make your character stronger through different merchants and trainers that are out and about in the world. So it's cool, like out in the here, you guys can you can set up a tent. Like I can have this luxury tent that I bought, and my character can sleep in it when he needs to heal and rest. And like you can see right now, the 65% chance for ambush in this area, so I can take a couple hours to guard where I won't be ambushed, because sometimes you can be ambushed and you're interrupted by an enemy or an animal or something that can attack you while you're trying to sleep. You also can repair things. And you guys see that meter goes up. When I wake up, I'm going to be hungry and thirsty. So if I was to stay at my house, which you can get different houses in this game and buy them or earn them through quests, you can actually sleep there and it takes care of all your needs. Or you can spend money to sleep at an inn, which they'll make sure that you have enough things to eat and drink and takes care of stuff like that and heal your character. You have to be, as I was mentioning, you have to be careful with your decisions, because there are permanent options that happen. So if you get knocked out and fail a quest, you can fail, because some quests are timed and you only have so many days to complete them. And by getting knocked out and attacked, you can actually fail quests, and actually happened to me. And the only way to redo those quests is you have to start a brand new character. But it's definitely a game I think you guys should check out, especially if you're a fan of action RPGs like I am. It's a wonderful game. I think you guys will really enjoy. Variety of enemies. You'll have human enemies, ghosts, goblins, just, you know, a wide variety of things to battle and fight. And you have a ton of hours of content. I actually have like almost 50 hours into this game now, and I've been playing since 2020 off and on. Really great game. I'm still in the very early stages of the game, as I've just been out exploring and doing side missions. I haven't really been focusing on the main game. I definitely recommend, though, there are quest guides out there if you want to make sure that you can maximize all the stuff in the game. I do recommend checking out some guides. There are some wonderful. Sadly, the game does not have a strategy guide, but there are plenty of wonderful guides online I think you guys should check out. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this look at Outworld. Really fun game. Definitely think you guys should check it out. Hope you guys enjoyed that look at Outworld. Such a fantastic game. It's not an easy RPG, you know, it's a much more brutal survival game, you know, where you have the needs you have to worry about, making sure your character eats and sleeps and drinks enough and heals from battle wounds, and you can get diseases and curses and stuff like that, and it takes time to heal. The combat can be kind of sluggish at times because you're not like a chosen character, you're not a special anybody, you know, you're just an average Joe character, and it's something I really love and was really appealing. You know, it adds to the difficulty factor, so it's maybe not an RPG for everyone. I do know some people don't like brutally difficult games. Now, it's not as difficult as like a Dark Souls or Demon Souls type of game, but it is still a lot more difficult than, say, like Skyrim or Oblivion or Fallout games. Like, it is really difficult at times. So just be warned that it's not going to be an easy cakewalk game. So if you're looking for something a little bit more challenging and different from other RPGs, I definitely recommend Outworld. Wonderful game. Now, normally I'd do a quick little recap if I had more than one game, but since I only have one game, you know, we just talked about Outworld. Definitely give it the game a try. You guys will not be disappointed if you do like action RPGs that are a little bit more difficult than your regular ones. Definitely give it a try. Let me know your guys' thoughts on Outworld if you had played it before. Let me know what games you guys are playing, and if you have a recommendation on a game you think I should check out, let me know, as you guys do always recommend really fun titles. Want to thank you guys for watching. Take care. You guys have an amazing day, and Sleepy will see ya next time.